That's right. 15, right. Okay, are we ready? Okay. I call to order this February 25th, 2026 meeting of the Public Safety Committee. Roll call, please.
Alderwoman Sims.
Here.
Alderman Gould.
Here.
Alderwoman Harder.
Here.
Alderman Pluska.
Here, thank you. Number 2 on the agenda is the approval of that agenda. Has everybody had a chance to look at it? And more importantly, are there anybody that wants to make any changes to that agenda? Hearing none, the agenda will stand as submitted. The next is our first of, I think, 2 opportunities for citizen comments. If there's anybody online or in the audience here today who would like to address this committee on any issue of public safety, you'll be given up to 3 minutes. Please identify yourself and your address. Nobody?
None. Nope.
Okay, I will close citizen comments and go on to number 4, the reports of the committee chair. As the chair, I do not have a report. Alderwoman Sims.
No report.
Thank you. Alderman Gould.
The only report I'd like to say is just, I don't know if Dan, it was your team, your crew, or Eric's crew, but thank you for putting the bollard up at the intersection of Joseph and Mary and Dorothy, where the pathway is, to keep that path safe from cars going down it. I noticed that was installed, so thank you very much.
Excellent. Alderwoman Harder.
No report.
Thank you very much. Next is our city administrator report. Do you have one? You do not? And we'll move on to number 6, which are department reports. We'll start with the fire department. Chief, how are you?
Well, thank you.
Good.
Appreciate the opportunity to chat again. At your positions as the monthly report, I have 2 updates to that since the report was submitted. Most importantly is the fire engine update. So we were notified that the doors that were destroyed in the previous delivery attempt have arrived in Appleton, Wisconsin, and they are on the truck right now. So myself and the other members of the truck committee, we're going up next Sunday, and we'll be out until the 10th doing the final inspection. If the truck passes inspection, which we are pretty sure it will because they've been sending us pictures weekly, probably within 30 days or so, the truck will be delivered down to the local Pierce representative, which is McQueen in Eureka. They'll do some detailing work, install the computer and the radios, and then we'll have it in the firehouse, have a brief training on it, and we'll put it in service.
Out of curiosity, how do they deliver it? Do they just drive it down?
They drive it down, yeah, until they deliver it to the local rep and they do all the detailing, and then we do the training on it. Is not officially our truck. They won't sign it over to us until we complete the training, and then it becomes ours. So if anything happens to it from Appleton to St. Louis before we take ownership of it, it's on them.
Thank you.
Welcome. The monthly performance measures, for 2 months now, I've been telling you that we're going to get the computer system up at FEMA to work. So now it works and it interfaces with the ESO. So all of the monthly stats that we provide in the weekly report and the monthly reports moving forward are now accurate. The PDF spreadsheet that I gave you, that is up to date as of January. And also with the projected volumes for 26, that was a simple regression analysis to figure that out. Otherwise, everything is status quo. We did run one interesting call on the 3rd. That was the report of the quote-unquote 2 people that were in need of assistance in the creek between the Drury and Target. That was a coordinated ice rescue, swiftwater search of the bank and the creek itself, and we had the drone up with thermal cameras, and come to find out there was no one in the creek. The person reporting has a history of mental issues and doing these types of things, reporting false events. Sticks around to watch, so he's a frequent caller. I'm sure this will happen at some point again.
Any questions by the committee?
I mean, it's an awful lot of expense to report. I mean, you have to respond to all the calls, but that's an awful lot of city resources and expense to. Is there anything we can do to prevent?
I'm sure there is. I wouldn't want to speak on the police department's behalf because I don't have arrest powers, but you know, if it is I would imagine if it was a person that is known and is making a false call like this. Now, if he honestly thought he heard somebody in there, okay.
Sure.
I mean, I have to guarantee that there's no one in there. So whether there is or isn't, we will do the same search procedure and guarantee that there is nobody in that creek.
Yeah, in addition to the expense, I would hate for all of our resources to go to search and rescue for something and then something else happened that we don't have the resources to get to. You know, it just seems like a,
Right, we have a multi-layered automatic aid process for that. It'd be no different than if we were on a structure fire and another fire happens someplace else. I mean, we have the capabilities to cover that. You know, I feel better when our resources are taking care of our emergencies. But I'm confident with our automatic aid partners that they have the requisite amount of training and experience to help with that. And we can break some of our crews away as well.
I just, you know, to feel like there's the potential of this just ongoing issue, I don't want to treat it lightly, that's all. If there's anything we can do legally, it would be nice to pursue that.
Yeah, it'd be very similar to a frequent caller for an EMS call, like a homeless person. You know, obviously, if they need to go to the hospital, we'll take them to the hospital. But at some point, would probably need to refer them to some type of services so that we can get them in a position where they are not a stress to the 911 system.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Chief. Joe Spies.
Good evening. Police Department report. Start, as we typically do with the crime report, I'd like to just touch on what Ed said, that the man that called that call-in is known to the department. And we did explore looking at doing warrant applications on it, but it's difficult with the mental health issue involved, whether or not he truly believed he heard what he heard. So these are the issues when the prosecutors look at these things, whether they're going to issue warrants or not. Right now, there's no warrants being issued. We did reach out to him through trying to get him an offer of mental health counseling and things like that. So it's kind of a difficult situation for us, but it does eat up a lot of, we were there for, how long? It was like it was about 90 minutes or so. So it was expensive to do that, so. We had a couple incidents over the last couple of weeks I was going to hit on that. I'm not sure if any of you have heard about them, but the first one is the robbery that we had at the subway, and the robbery occurred on the 13th of February. A guy got off the Metrolink, went to the subway, produced a knife, started chasing the clerk around the subway store in the back, stealing money. She ended up running out of the store, and then he was able to wrestle the tray, the money tray, out of the drawer and ran out of the store. Obviously, she called the police. When our officers got up there and saturated the area, he went and hid behind Home Depot, and he hid that money tray in the back of Home Depot. So at that point, we weren't able to locate him. Hours later, he went back and searched around and found that money tray. And he looked like he was taking a picture for his prom when he got on Metrolink holding the tray. So he was identified by our detectives. They did a really nice job. We had coordinated it between the officers that had the call, the street officers, and our detective bureau. They got a search warrant for this guy's house up in North County, and St. Louis County Police tactical team hit the door at 6 o'clock the next morning, and he ran out the back door. Our officers were staged in the back as a containment team and chased him down and caught him. They recovered a weapon from the house. They also recovered the money in the drawer and the clothes he was wearing. So he's on his way probably to the penitentiary for that robbery case. It was a coordinated investigation that really turned out well. The officers did a great job with it. The second case I was going to mention to you is one that happened this week at 1600 South Brentwood. We had I guess it's 7 stories there. We had a eye institute on the 6th floor. We're not sure how this guy got in, but he was there when the doctor got there in the morning, and he had rummaged through the office, stolen stuff from the office. And then when she sees him, he ran out the back door. So we're in the process of investigating that case as well. We've got some video. We're looking at Metrolink video on that one as well. So hopefully in the next week or two, the detectives will be able to figure that one out. Other than those 2 incidents, there was nothing in the last 4 weeks or so that really was worth noting. I'd like to mention to you that that we were using Tactical 0311, which is the group of guys that we're using paying through asset forfeiture as consultants to come in and help us with our officer safety role play training. The command staff identified an area that we'd really like to focus on this year, and that's nighttime shooting. It's difficult. Our range doesn't allow us, the range that you guys went out to doesn't allow us to shoot at night. But that's a vital piece of police training. So Tactical 0311 does have a place that we can go to at night. They are range trainers. Our range officers are going to assist them. And they're also going to do an officer safety role play while they're out there at night as well on the same nights that they do that training. Just to give you a little scope, somewhere between 75 and 80% of the police shootings occur in low light hours. That's how important it is to train in the dark. So we will start that in May and continue that as we go throughout this year and then going forward. It's really been a value to have Tactical 311 guys with us because they have all of this training, not only for the officer safety piece, the role play piece, but they're all range officers as well and been doing it for years, and they're very good at that as well. At one of our recent SLAPCA meetings, we had a discussion around fraud events that are happening in police departments across the St. Louis County area. Regis was at the meeting, and they suggested doing a audit of how we're doing our IT stuff, and Major Sullivan reached out to Larry at IT, so he's kind of working with them, but we're making sure that we're as protected as we can in that IT piece. I know that our IT section does a good job with that protection for the city and for our police department, but we think that Regis might be able to put that on steroids a little bit, so we're hoping that our IT section will match up with them just to assure that we don't have any vulnerabilities and something we're not seeing. The last thing I was going to talk about was the cost increase at the jails that was implemented this year. And Joe, you want to come up? Major Sullivan, as the administrative major, was asked to take a look at this. He'd speak to it briefly.
I was notified by St. Louis County that they're going to be raising our rates. Currently, we were paying $50 for each prisoner held for 24 hours. They're going to raise it to $75. Jail budget, the line item's $10,000. We haven't gone over that in a few years. We usually hover right around $6,000, so we could absorb that raise as it stands right now.
That's a consideration we've got later on in this meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
It'll be a new business.
Do you want to talk at all at this point about the ordinance that we're considering tonight too with regard to the World Cup?
Be happy to now, or we can wait for new business or whatever.
So
Whatever you want to do.
I didn't want to take you away from something else if you were ready to
No,
talk
I was
about
done.
something else. So do you think, I mean, talking to the restaurants in Brentwood or the bars in Brentwood, do you think that there's any appetite for wanting to be open that many hours?
So Bola asked me to go through the restaurants and bars that potentially could be involved in that, and we did. Brian Hopler went and visited the managers. Starting with O.B. Clark's, they were apathetic one way or another. They didn't really, it's because the games don't look like they're going to be that late. So, Joe's opinion was it's not really going to affect them much. The others on the list that we looked at, Bonefish said they were interested in the extended hours. So was Buffalo Wild Wings. Frank Papa's was a no. Miley did not answer. Tona's Margarita Bar and Grill said yes. So we're, it's for us, from our perspective in the police department, we're 24-hour operation. So it doesn't, it really doesn't affect us. It's, if there was a disturbance at one of the bars and the board approved these late hours and we had a problem, we have plenty of help with officers close to us. So
How long a period of time is it? 2 weeks roughly in the summer? Yeah.
Through July 19th.
July. Okay, so it's 6 weeks. Or 4 weeks.
I think the games here that are in St. Louis, though, are within like a week or 10 days, I believe. So, and I think those are the ones that would be probably the most popular, I'm guessing, because they have the most fans here. That would seem that way anyway. I guess I sound a little bit ambivalent. we don't really care. It doesn't, we'll police it one way or the other. If it's important to support the soccer matches and you guys want to do it, we're for that. That's fine.
Well, the default setting is the statute allows them to do that, and we have to we have to pass an ordinance that restricts it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Correct.
Yep, all right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Public Works?
We have a handful of informational updates for various projects. On, Manchester Road, the electrician did order that special cabinet. So you've got the cabinet on the north side closer to Dorothy. That is a custom build, so it'll be here around May. So in the interim, those lights won't work, those like 6 or so lights. We do have the 4 street lights closer to what used to be Circle K. I know that the electrician's been out there, he's taken his measurements, it's just a matter of going out there and doing the new bore. So that's pretty straightforward. They'll put a new conduit in, pull wiring, and energize those 4 lights near the old gas station. Those will work. We did remove that one that was leaning over by the self-storage on the south side. It was just leaning even more than normal, so we just took it down ourselves, stored it at the Public Works. There might be some parts we can scavenge because it's identical to the rest of them on the south side. And that new streetlight was ordered, so if it's here in a couple weeks, then the electrician can pop that on the post. The base is still in good shape, it's just the base plate that was mounted to it was broken. Over on McKnight Road, the crosswalk pilot program, we actually did receive all the equipment. I notified TAPCO it's stored inside of our garage, and as soon as they give us a date, we'll push that out, advertise that. We just need to rent a lift and work with them to put that up. But that'll put those crosswalk improvements, so it'll have lights on top of the crosswalk. It'll have a different push button and the rapid flash beacons. So it'll be neat when it's all done. So that should improve that quite a bit. Solar lights, we still need to go out and hand out the surveys for these 2 streets, Mary Kay and Douglas. I was kind of holding off on that because I wanted to see what the other street light costs would be before I wanted to tackle 2 new street lights that aren't in service or will possibly be in service if people support them. The sidewalk cutting, precision cutting, they actually finished up. I reached out to them. They're sending us a copy of the report. So those sidewalks in Brentwood Forest that are in the public areas, those are done. And they do have a 3-year warranty period. So if you see, sidewalks lifting up, we just notify them. They'll bring them back to within a 1/4 inch or less of tolerance between the 2 joints. So that's good. And then along those lines, I actually took all that information and then submitted it to MML for an innovation award. That's due on March 1st. So if we did win for Medium City, that would be brought back to you. Right now I just submitted it, see what happens. And then lastly, the no turn on red. I started putting together the document that I need to send the city attorney. So we need to modify table 7A. That's the one that says no right on red. And I need to reach out to the county. I haven't done that yet for the one out here that stays, but there's no sign that's posted. So the one at Eulalie and Brentwood Boulevard needs to be posted by them on the mast arm. That's pretty much it.
Do you have any questions? Thank you very much, Dan.
Thanks.
We move on to the consent agenda, which consists, I think, only of the meeting minutes from January. Everybody's had a chance to review those. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Can I get a second? Thank you. Moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderwoman Sims.
Yes.
Alderman Gould.
Yes.
Alderwoman Harder. Alderman Plufka.
Yes. We have no old, thank you. We have no old business. Under new business, we have the draft ordinance to exempt Brentwood from the state statute that allows for alcohol during the World Cup to be served 23 hours of the day? 3 hours. Yeah. I'll just throw it open for discussion. What do you, do you?
Yeah, I heard that the majority of the bars wanted it. People still have to follow other laws. That's not an invitation to get blackout drunk and get in a car, of course.
I don't have to go with you.
Right, I will be at home, but go with my blessing. I'm inclined to think that if that's something that
Honestly,
if-
that's my inclination,
Candidly,
too. I don't-
if the chief or if a police had come up and had said, we have a strong opinion
Right.
about this, that would have carried a lot of weight for me but since they, were kind of okay with it or not opposed to it, I'm inclined to allow the bars to serve those extended hours. I mean, it only happens but once every 4 years. Games are going to end in a tie anyway, so solace comes from somewhere.
My question is, if a bar doesn't want to because of hiring staff and keeping that open, do they have to?
No, I don't think
It's
you're
optional.
required to, right.
Okay.
I would agree with the consensus here. I think that we have restaurants and bars that are, good sports bars and likely would draw some crowds for it. I could see why Tonus might have an appetite for something like that. And if there's no major security risks, I think, and, our staffing, should something come up, I don't really see any issues with it. It happens, it only happens once in a long time for an event like this that would actually impact our area, so I don't have any major issues.
So I'm not hearing any, is there anybody that wants to make a motion or second the motion that we adopt or bring forward to the full board for adoption, the ordinance that would limit liquor sales during that time period? Okay, all right, seeing none. I got knocked off my, my thing here, so let me,
Oh,
I do. That's right.
the next one.
Right. Okay. Okay, and so the prisoner contract is B?
Yes.
Okay, so the notion is that the county is charging us $75 a prisoner for 24 hours, where they previously charged 50?
Yes.
You had said, and I think it's written in there, that you had indicated that there were, that we had never, I think you just said it a few minutes ago, we'd never exceeded like $6,300.
I went back to 2015, it's as far as Black Fraud. Only 1 year we eclipsed 10,000. But on average, sure. But on average, that line item, currently, we can cover that expense, that increase in cost.
And just to put a bow on it, this is still cheaper than running our own jail, right?
By a couple million, I think. but-
Okay, and so the motion would be to forward the St. Louis County Prisoner Housing Contract to the full Board of Aldermen with a recommendation for approval. Can I get such a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Alderwoman Sims.
Yes.
Alderman Gould.
Yes.
Alderwoman Harder.
Yes.
Alderman Plufka.
Yes. Third and last item is the striker physio controls resolution. This is from the fire department.
Back in 2023, we entered into a contract with Stryker/Physio Control for maintenance for all the biomedical equipment that is owned by the fire department. This includes the life pack monitors, AEDs, the power loaders, all the stuff that's bright yellow that makes our job a lot easier and more efficient. The 2 Life Pack 35s that we purchased with grant money back in '23, the manufacturer warranty expires on those this year. So it is customary for us to seek an extended warranty or a contract service with the manufacturer. And their representative, Physio Control and Stryker, they do that under a pro-care agreement. Late last year, we've identified an opportunity to bring all of the Life Pack and Physio Control and Stryker equipment that's owned by the city, specifically all the units that are sitting over at the rec center, all the AEDs. Bring all of them under a single umbrella contract. It makes tracking and the actual physical maintenance on it a lot easier. We were going to pay for this stuff anyway, but now it will just be one cost under an umbrella contract. Because this was Resolution 1464 and it was an existing contract, our ask is to enter into a new contract with Stryker Physio Control, which is attached to your package. There'll be a slight increase in cost because we're rolling everything into the one contract, but we're at $15,970 or $15,590.70 per year for a 3-year contract. We have, that's a little bit over budget what we did for fire department based off of last year, but that's before we knew we were going to have the ability to bring everything under that single, so it's $970 more than what we have budgeted.
Okay, and so what you're asking this board to do, or this committee to do, is to recommend to the full Board of Aldermen recommendation of approval of the resolution amendment to 1464 that incorporates this payment as well.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Can I get a motion to forward the Stryker Physio Controls amendment to the full Board of Aldermen with recommendation for approval?
So moved.
Second?
Been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion?
I just have a question. So the increase of cost, the difference, is it small enough that it doesn't need to go before the Ways and Means or anything like that? Is that?
Anytime there's an increase relating to an agreement, we take it to Ways and Means for good measure, and I think there's enough time because this is not going to the Board of Aldermen until the 16th of March, so we will be taking it to Ways and Means.
Just as an informational,
Yes.
so that's what I just wanted to clarify before.
It's negligible. It's
Yeah, it is.
$970 over the 3 years.
I just want to make sure we're being consistent with all of those. Yep.
We are.
Yeah, we'll be more than happy to present to Ways and Means.
Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderwoman Sims.
Yes.
Alderman Gould.
Yes.
Alderwoman Harder.
Yes.
Alderman Plufka.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 10 is another opportunity for citizen comments. Is there anybody online?
No.
Okay, and there's nobody here. I'm going to close citizen comments, and that being the last item on our agenda, I adjourn this meeting. Thank you.